Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a good day. In this video, we will talk about the fixed assets account type in the QuickBooks. So right here we have the fixed assets. We will talk about what it is and all the detailed types related to it. So without further delay, let's get started. The fixed assets are things your business owns that last more than a year and helps you make money. Think of them as your business's big purchases like computers, vehicles, equipments, or buildings. QuickBooks tracks them separately because they lose their value over time. It is called depreciation. So let's talk about the detail types related to it. First, let's talk about the accumulated depreciation. And basically, it keeps tracks of how much value your physical assets have lost over time. Every time you own something that wears out, like vehicles, equipments, furnitures, or buildings, or anything else, any physical property that you own, you can use it in the accumulated depreciation. For example, let's say you bought a delivery van for $30,000. Each month, that van is worth a little less because of wear and tear. Let's say it loses $500 in value every month. After 1 year, your accumulated depreciation vehicle amount would be $6,000. This tells you your van is now worth $24,000 on the books. So in this way, you can track the worth of your physical goods. Next up, we have the accumulated amortization. This detail type tracks how much you have used up of the intangible assets. Intangible assets are things that you cannot touch. For example, license, patents, or trademarks that expires over time. For example, let's say you bought a 3 years software license for $3,600. Each month, you use up to $100 worth of that license. In that case, your accumulated amortization account tracks that $100 monthly, so you know how much license value you have left. After that, we have the accumulated depletion, and this detail type tracks how much of a natural resource you have used up. This is valuable for business that extracts oil, cuts timber, mines mineral, or quarries stone. For example, let's say you own a gravel pit that costs $100,000 and contains 50,000 tons of gravel. Every ton you sell costs $2 from your asset value. If you sell 1,000 tons this month, you'll record $2,000 in your accumulated depletion account. In that case, you can track how much of your assets are still remaining. Then we have some property and building related detail type. First off, we have the buildings. And this detail type records the cost of any building you own for business. You can use this detail type when you buy an office, warehouse, store, or any commercial building. For example, let's say you bought a small office building for your accounting firm for $200,000. You will put this in your building account. Remember, if you also bought the land for, let's say, $50,000, that goes in separate land account because land doesn't lose value like the buildings do. For that, we have the land right here. So this land detail type records the cost of the land your business owns. Whenever you buy a property, but only the land portion will be added right here. For example, let's say you purchased a property for $300,000 in total. The tax assessment shows that the land is worth $100,000 and the building is worth $200,000. In that case, put the $100,000 in your land account and $200,000 in your buildings account because you can deprecate the buildings but not the land. Similarly, we have another property related leasehold improvements. And this one tracks the money you spend improving the space that you rent, not own. Okay. Remember, this applies for the properties that you rent, all right, not own. So whenever you renovate or improve a rented office, store, or warehouse, you will add the cost in the leasehold improvements. For example, let's say you rent a retail space and spend $15,000 renovating it. new flooring, paint, built-in shelves, etc., etc. Since you don't own the building, this goes in the leasehold improvements. You'll write this off over your lease terms, not the life of the improvements. After that, we have some technology assets. For example, we have the fixed asset computers, we have fixed asset copiers, furnitures, other tool equipments, etc. For example, let's take the fixed asset computers. All of them are same as this. So this one tracks all the computer hardware your business owns. Any computer, laptop, tablet, or servers that cost over your company's threshold, usually around $500 to $1,000, you will record them here. For example, let's say you just bought 5 laptops for your team at $800 each. That's $4,000 total going into your fixed asset computers account. You'll deprecate these over 3 to 4 years. Now, remember, do not put small items like a $50 keyboard, sorry, here, because those are expenses. All right, you have to add the items like computers, laptops, kind of around $500,000 range. Other elements are similar, like the copiers, furnitures, other tool equipments, phone, photo, video. So all of these will record your relevant softwares and products. Fixed asset software is a little different because this one records the purchased software that lasts more than a year. Like if you have a multi-year software license, not monthly subscriptions, then you will record them here. For example, let's say you bought a perpetual license for a design software for $2,400. That will go in a fixed asset software and you will amortize it over its useful life. But your $30 a month Zoom subscription, that's just a monthly expense, not a fixed asset. We have some more elements here like fixed asset furniture. This tracks the office furniture and fixtures. So whenever you buy desks, chairs, filling cabinets or conference tables, you will add them right here. Normally, we deprecate the office furniture over the 7 years time period, but it's totally up to you. Some important ones for heavy business is this one, machinery and equipment. So this one record the large machinery and the industrial equipment. So let's say you have a manufacturing equipment, HVAC systems, generators, or any other heavy machinery, you will add them right here. For example, let's say your bakery bought a $15,000 commercial oven and a $8,000 dough mixture. In that case, these will go in the machinery and equipment. This category is for equipment that's central to your business operation and typically expensive. Vehicles is another important one, and this one tracks all the business vehicles and mobile equipment. So all your company car, trucks, vans, forklift, or trailers, or any other vehicles that you own, they will go right here. For example, let's say your plumbing business bought a work van for $35,000 and a small trailer for $5,000. Both will go in your vehicle account, and you will deprecate the van over, let's say, 5 year and can track the business mileage for additional tax benefits. Rest of them are kind of similar. Most of these are just fixed assets, so you can categorize them however you want. The intangible assets here is a special category. It records the valuable things you own but cannot touch physically. So your patents, your trademarks, your copyrights, customer list, goodwill from buying a business, etc. will go here. For example, let's say you bought another business for $100,000, but their physical assets were only worth $60,000. In that case, that extra $40,000 you paid for their customer base and reputation goes in the intangible assets as goodwill. Similarly, we have the depletable assets, and this one tracks the natural resources that gets used up. If you extract, harvest, or mine natural resources as your business, in that case, you will need this one, the detailed type. For example, let's say you bought timber rights for $50,000 that allows you to cut 10,000 trees. Each tree that you cut reduces your asset value by $5. So this is different from depreciation because you are actually consuming the assets. Okay, so this is not similar to the depreciation. In this case, you are actually consuming. So those type of assets will go right here. So these were all the fixed asset detail types. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.